has never been a more important time to move in a vegan direction. Whether you're ready to start, restart, or re-energize your vegan or plant-based practice, this podcast is for you. I'm Michele Olander, life coach, vegan, ADHD matriarch, travel lover, and smoothie loather. And I know that it's the details that get in the way of your vegan journey. But I like to believe that the obstacle is always the way. So every week we meet here where I translate the tools of life coaching and Stoic philosophy. I bring you actionable tips, some laughs, interesting guests, and vegan ideas for everyone at any age. All to help you veg your best. Episode 255, The Vegan Blame Game. Welcome back, my veg your besties. Today we're digging in, on one of the most common and really frustrating human experiences, and it's when we know what we want to do. It's when we know what we want and, we don't do it. It's frustrating for us personally. It might even be more frustrating when you see it in other people, right? Or when others, this is bad, when others point it out in ourselves that we have said something, we've committed to something, and then we just don't follow through. And I mean, honest to God, how dare they imply that I'm not living 100% according to what I know is actually good for me and what my family needs and what my world would be improved by. So, as for the people in this audience, and most of us are genuinely here because we want to move in a direction that limits or eliminates the consumption of animal products. And a lot of us have really big reasons for it, including health, including ethics and sustainability and economic justice. But many of us find ourselves not following through or not consistently following through. And even if we are plant-based, maybe we have other really important goals and ideals that our actions are just not in line with. We want to change and we say we're ready. We know it's time. We actually do believe in the reasons, but somehow we're not taking the action. Or our actions are inconsistent. They come in fits and starts. Or we're taking some action, but it really seems like it should be further along by now. And if any of that sounds familiar, you are absolutely not alone. I mean, your friend is not alone. Of course, in fact, it's one of the top things that I hear from coaching clients and from you, my podcast listener. You are out there, you reach out, and you say something like, I know this matters. I've listened to the episodes. I've watched the documentaries. I've read the books, and I'm not following through. Or you say, I keep saying to everyone I want to be vegan, or at least mostly plant-based, but then I find myself, just picking up the egg or the cheese or the sandwich, the club sandwich, just this once to get along with my family or not rock the boat. Or maybe you invested in coaching or ordered the meal kits and you're still not doing the thing you said. So today, let's talk about why. Why it happens, why it's so common, and importantly, what we're going to do to move through it. So, one way most of us end up not moving through it, but it is the subject of today's podcast, is the blame game. We blame ourselves, we blame others, and we blame the idea. We blame the plan itself. And this is actually not too bad a strategy for relieving so much of that discomfort we feel when we catch ourselves not following through on something we said was important to us once again. It's honestly not the worst strategy. I mean, we all think of blame as like, nobody says great things about blaming, right? You're like, oh, she's always blaming someone. Okay, but we all do that. And it's a strategy to relieve the discomfort we have when we're not following through. It gives us some relief. Maybe it's temporary, but it does work. And it's a little bit better feeling to say, well, it's me, I'm too ADD, or my body can't handle that kind of a change due to its insulin levels, or my protein needs, or my family makes it impossible. With this travel schedule, there's no options where I work. Or we might blame the plan itself. This whole plant-based thing, it's really extreme. Maybe those vegans are actually disordered eaters, or maybe it's just a completely unrealistic idea. Blame sounds like, I can't, I have no support, it's a dumb idea, my childhood, my job, my partner, my metabolism, my culture, my cat, my finances, and not to mention, it's probably impossible. And I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong, because you're not wrong. Don't think for a second that I'm saying that none of those things you're thinking. I know it's true. I believe you. Our personalities, our brains and partners and families of origin, our roommates, our insulin levels and pets and bank accounts and zip codes and work locations, they are indeed part of the equation. And there is no perfect vegan, at least as far as I know, there's no perfect vegan or perfect anything else. And for sure, some people definitely do have more options, more supportive friends and health and affluence. And some people have better executive functioning skills and technical skills and time and opportunity. Yes. The problem is that when we are blaming the things we're blaming, our solutions focus, our brain's solution skills, they go offline. And we can blow those complications and problems and challenges and unhelpful people. Yup, they exist, but we can end up blowing them out of proportion. Why? Because it actually often feels like a relief. And don't for a second think that this is limited to moving in a vegan direction. The same exact issues come up anytime we're trying to accomplish any new worthy goal, any stretching goal, whether it's saving money or growing a business or downsizing a home or changing a relationship or getting fit or painting more or finishing a book, maybe finishing a website. Not that I'd know. The same issues will come up. We have the idea. We think of why it would be great or it's important or beneficial, and then we have trouble. And we buy the courses, we read the books, we watch the YouTubes, we subscribe to the food systems or the supplements or the classes, and when it gets hard, which of course it always does, and when you lose focus, which you always do, and when there's a hiccup, which there always is, it's very tempting to focus on the blame game, because there's always plenty of blame to go around. And it's a relief in a way, right? It's a relief in a way to think, I guess it's just kind of impossible for me. I could just stop. I could just stop with this. Stopping feels bad. Giving up feels bad. But it's not. It just wasn't in the cards for me. I couldn't do it. They wouldn't let me. Those blame stories almost feel soothing in the moment, and then they keep you stuck. And it's not because there aren't obstacles. There are real obstacles to change. There are real histories, real family dynamics, real reasons that it's been hard. You're not imagining it, and you're not failing. You're just human. But here's the invitation, my veggie bestie, my dear veggie bestie. Instead of asking, who or what's to blame here. What if we just asked, I wonder what I could try next? I wonder if I could ask someone who's figured this out. I wonder if I could just take a little step today and call it a win, because that is where your power lives. What could I do, even if I couldn't do everything, every time, everywhere? I'm going to say that one more time. What could I do, even if I can't do everything, every time, everywhere? Every time you catch yourself blaming, whether you're blaming yourself, your past, your partner, the vegan cheese you tried and didn't like, just notice it. It doesn't mean anything more than that didn't work. Because we want to make it bigger. We want to play the blame game where there's some sort of existential threat or alien antagonist. But it's just the blame game that feels a little bit more powerful than, I need to try again. All we need to do is redirect a little bit, gently. You have no idea how freeing it can be to just keep going back imperfectly towards what's possible instead of just throwing that baby out with the bathwater, because you're not behind unless you say you are, and you're not broken unless you say you are. We could just decide we're right on time. So we can just shrug off this shame. We've talked about the shoulds. We've talked about the stuckness. We could just keep moving forward, one kind, curious, conscious choice at a time. And that's how it is, whether you're on a vegan journey or you're finishing up a brand new website. Did I tell you it's live? Did I tell you? It is veganatanyage.com. This podcast goes out not just for you. It goes out for me too. veganatanyage.com. It brought me to my knees more than once. You're going to go on the website. You're going to go, okay, well, it looks nice. But really, it took you that long and that much? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And I can't tell you how much blame and impossibility this website brought up for me. And I should actually do an episode specifically on that, because what an emotional roller coaster for Michele. Anyway, it felt very important, and it also felt super impossible. And I just had to keep asking myself, okay, what could I do here? Who could I ask? So it's still new. And I won't be sad if you tell me, Michele, there's a button that doesn't work, or a link that's dead, or there's a typo, or something else cringy. I won't be sad. I won't be. I will be happy. I will be so happy if you'd go on veganatanyage.com and tell me what you noticed, what you liked, what you didn't, where it didn't load, anything like that. I'm so glad that I kept asking for help and kept trying. Should it have taken less time? Yeah. Do I have some experience in blame? Yes, I do. And maybe it should have taken less time, but if I had quit, it still wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. And we wouldn't be talking here about how the world really needs you to veg your best. Veg Your Best podcast production, music, and editing by Charlie Weinshank. Thanks, Charlie. Before you go, it would mean so much to me and the Veg Your Best team if you would hit subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, or share with someone you think might be interested. Something about algorithms, it helps bump us up a little in the rankings, and that's the best way to help others find the podcast and for us to find our audience. So, until next week, make it easy and veg your best.